All right, let's talk about the next game, the Commanders and the Bucs. This was a great game. This was a great game. This is the best game of the weekend, I
Yeah,
think.
this saved wildcard weekend for me.
Yeah, there was Baker Mayfield versus Jayden Daniels, Bobby Wagner out there making plays. It was a great game. Everything you wanted in a playoff game, it was there. The Commanders constantly going for it on fourth down, the fumble from Baker at the end there, and I would say Jayden Daniels did not look like a rookie. He looked like a leader of a team, and he was the reason that they won.
Yeah, I mean, when they got into crunch time, I don't know if you've seen the montage they had of all of the one score games that they had won, and it's like, oh, this is just what they do. Like, if you felt like there was no pressure on this Commanders team stepping into that moment because it's something that they've looked down the barrel at multiple times throughout this season. And I mean, this was a great game. It had two very similar minded coaches, and I was surprised like how much Todd Bowles was like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna let it rip, let's blitz. And like realistically, Jayden did handle it like a vet. He did not look like a rookie. He did not look like he was shook at any point. He kept a really good job of keeping his composure and keeping it downfield. And like I've said all season, this guy just has a different gear when he moves. Like, I was not expecting him to be this athletic in the transition to the NFL. He just moves at a different gear than everyone else on the field next to him. He looks like he is simply gliding and everyone else is busting their ass trying to get to him.
Yeah, and give it to the Commanders front office for picking some guys up, kind of off the scrap heap and like turning them in. Like they're all contributing. Diami Brown looked great. They had Eckler with an amazing catch on that final drive and then running the ball really well. I just love how this roster is kind of constructed right now. And I think kind of like the Broncos, like they're only going to be better next year. And I think I heard someone say they're a 12-win team this year. They could be a 10-win team next year and be better.
Yep.
Like
That's
things could
100% right.
things could not break their way every time like it did this year. And this roster could be so much better, and this team could be so much more dangerous coming in a wild card weekend next year.
Yeah. I mean, and you forget, I mean, we coming into it, we're like, okay, they have Terry McLaurin, and that's about it. Terry McLaurin is so good, dude. Like, I think because he's had, these quarterbacks that haven't been that amazing, and realistically, they're not on prime time a lot before this season. Terry McLaurin is a dog, dude. And for them to set the tone early and get that quick strike to Terry McLaurin down the field, I think that would let you know, like, okay, this is the Commanders team that really came to play.
Yeah, Terry McLaurin is a beast. I think I kind of got disrespected a little bit from like yeah, not making too much noise with this Commanders team in the past. But yeah, he's easy top 10, maybe top 5 talented receiver in the league. He's that good. And on the other end, Mike Evans still looks amazing. McMillan, he looks like he's going to be really good for them next year. I Levante David was kind of he was chasing down Jayden Daniels on the edges. That really threw kind of a wrench in a lot of these plays for the Commanders. So I think if you're the Bucs, you don't feel completely terrible about this. Yeah, it sucks because you won a playoff game last year. You feel like you were the veteran team coming in that you should win this game. But I mean, you guys played your ass off. Like Baker, it's definitely your guy. The defense, they did their thing. It just that this Commanders team had nothing to lose. They kept going for it on fourth down, and the fumble really cost them at the end. But I don't think you feel terrible if if you're the Bucs right now.
No, I mean, I don't think so either. I think realistically, you feel good. You stopped them on fourth multiple times. I mean, you don't feel good. Obviously, you lost the game, but you're happy with the way this season worked out. And you know that realistically, we have a couple of things that we can add to this team. And it's a division that's more than likely we're going to have for the next few years moving forward, because I don't think that the Panthers now feel like they have their guy, but they're still a lot of pieces away from being super competitive. The Saints took a real step back this year. And then you have the who else is it?
Falcons.
The Falcons. They're trying to figure out what the fuck they're doing there. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think they're definitely like they're going to be favorites to win this division again. And then who knows? Like it's all about, I think, for this team, timing. Like, can this passing game get hot in the playoffs and really take off? Because Baker's capable of putting up big numbers with Mike Evans and now McMillan. And I do think they need another guy in the room because I don't think Godwin's going to stay with this team. But it's really going to be about timing for them. Bucky Irving was a rookie this year, and he does not look like a rookie. He is running the ball hard for being a guy his size. Like, this guy is putting his shoulder down and moving piles. So I think they have to feel really good about where they are at. I know they got some older pieces on defense. I think Anton Winfield was banged up this season a little bit. So they have some decisions to make. I think they definitely, if just through the draft, they can improve. And then a couple of veterans here and there. I mean, this team could be dangerous going into the playoffs next year.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, realistically, even though they had some older pieces on defense, that defense was flying around and they were stopping a lot of the options that they were the lateral options that were there, which was pretty surprising.
Yeah, I think after Brady and Bruce Arians and all that, and going to Todd Bowles, I was kind of like, well, I don't know. This team seems like it's not really gonna achieve like the highest heights, but I mean, I like the mindset that this defense has with Todd Bowles, and I feel like Baker is the perfect guy to bring that confidence out of this offense with Mike Evans. Like, they don't feel like they look at a team like the Lions or the Eagles and say like we can't bang with you guys. Like, I think they feel like we can compete, and that's a great to see that mindset is running through this team with Todd Bowles. I mean, they obviously couldn't compete, but I think that bodes well for them.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about before is like treating these more like the March Madness games where it's like, okay, we know we're not going to win this tournament, but we can beat you. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we can win one game, and then you just take that mentality and keep rolling it over. And yeah, I think that's 100% right. I think that kind of works for both of these head coaches' mentalities is they are tough defensive guys. They trust their side of the ball. And so they will take chances on the other side of the ball. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take all these fourth downs because we're confident in our guys. And we know if we get stuck somewhere, we'll bail you out. We got it.